And what that's doing to me, that's hitting me in the head with a log. You cannot do that.
Oh my goodness, my son might be a murderer, but if you arrest him, you're basically murdering me.
Yo.
What's good, YouTube? Today we're gonna be looking at the teen who starts crying after seeing the family of women he killed as a prank. How you gonna kill people as a prank? What's the prank in that? We're gonna see what this video is about. If you're watching this from YouTube, make sure you guys join us on Twitch. We're live every day. Without further ado, let's get started.
Let's take a look at the case of the teen that starts crying after seeing the family of a woman he killed as a prank.
Damn. Okay.
September 2nd, 2019. It's a beautiful day at the Hocking Hills State Park in Chillicothe, Ohio.
The jokes just write themselves, bro. I know it's old, but you can't blame me for keep on bringing it up if it's the same location every single time.
Several people had gathered at the park for the Labor Day weekend, including a few high school seniors who wanted to get their pictures taken with the scenic background. Victoria Schaefer, a 44-year-old professional photographer, had even been hired for the job. Victoria owned a photography business in the area and was known to be very passionate about her job. She was also a devoted wife and a mother of 4 children aged between 14 to 20 years old. Those who knew Victoria described her as a kind and compassionate person who always had a heart for others. Her sister said, "It's impossible to walk through Chillicothe, Ohio without running into someone who has a story to tell about something Victoria did for them, how kind she was to them, or how good she made them feel." On this day, Victoria was doing what she did best, making others look and feel good about themselves. And things were going well for a while until tragedy struck.
A tree branch fell on her. Slow down, I can't understand you. What happened? A tree branch fell on her.
That was y'all idea of a joke? And the thing is, yo, it can't be like no thick tree branch.
Yeah,
that had to be a big ass tree branch.
She's not moving. She got her head like smashed in with a log. I think she's dead. There's no pulse.
Reportedly, Victoria had just finished taking pictures at a spot called Old Man's Cave and was heading back to the parking lot when suddenly a 6-foot log fell out of nowhere and crushed her.
A log? If we're being for real, chat, probably both of them had something to do with the prank. A 6-foot log? Yeah. Either way, bro, what type of prank was that? You think you're the next Gideon, buddy? That wouldn't even make an interesting title. I dropped a 6-foot log on a woman. That's not a prank, that's just murder.
You just killed somebody.
The impact was so great that it broke her camera into 2 pieces and killed her instantly.
The family indicates that investigators told them it wasn't a tree limb that fell from a tree, rather a log that was loose from a group of cut logs that somehow came off. Is that actually more accurate?
I would say at this point, this is an ongoing
He
investigation.
knows.
It is developing. We are gathering information. I will say at this point, that is a section of tree that had struck the victim.
Victoria's unexpected death left the community shocked.
Imagine hearing that one of your family members passed away due to a prank. No, I'm not gonna lie, I'm catching
And
face.
horrified. And her family completely devastated. How could something so horrible happen?
48 hours after Victoria Schaefer's death, in front of her photography studio here, people have already started to drop off candles and flowers to remember her.
Really sad because she actually just got this studio.
Others who knew Schaefer and her family prayed for them.
It still hits me with a lot of shock that she's just not here, and I feel worse for her family, especially her younger daughters.
So what really happened? Did the log fall by itself, or was someone behind the grisly death? At first, it did seem like a tragic accident, but then investigators would learn that something much more sinister was involved.
At first, it looked like a freak accident in a state park. This professional photographer was taking pictures of some high school seniors. The scenery was spectacular, near a beautiful waterfall. The photographer had just wrapped up when tragedy struck.
After talking to several witnesses at the scene, investigators learned that the log had not fallen by itself. Someone had pushed it on purpose.
Y'all think that they were gonna feel guilty enough so that they would approach the situation and be like, oh, I did it? I don't think so. I genuinely feel like, bro, I'm a nice person. If I committed some shit like that, I don't think I would have the ability to just sleep at night ignoring the whole situation. Yeah. I think I turned myself in, bro. Especially in the name of a prank.
But who in their right mind would do something so stupid and dangerous? Did they intend to kill Victoria? And if so, why? An investigation was immediately launched as detectives tried to get to the bottom of things. detectives. They talked with everyone who was in the park that day and put up posters asking anyone with information to come forward. The Southern Ohio Crime Stoppers even offered a $10,000 reward for anyone that would help bring the people responsible.
Only? For someone that I love, that best believe I'm going with everything in my bank account, $5. Yeah. But we're gonna find them.
To justice. Then, about a month into the investigation, police got their first big break in the case when they received a tip about a 16-year-old boy who had texted one of his classmates saying that he had done something bad at the park. Further investigation into this led the police to two boys, 16-year-olds Jaden Churchhouse and Jordan Buckley. They were both
they just look like some type of dudes that would do some shit like that.
Students at Logan High School, and on October 10th, 2019, detectives went there to interview them. Jordan was the first to be questioned, and from the word go,
hell like Logan Paul, I'm sorry. If I did a crime with these two, I'ma just assume like one of them is gonna tell, so I might just be the first one to the scene, not gonna lie to you.
It was clear to detectives that they were going to have to work to get the truth out of him.
So it's time to come clean because there's some allegations been brought against you.
What were they?
Well, you was there. You confirmed that you was there. Yeah. We knew that you was there. So there's more to this story.
I didn't do anything. Like I just don't like snitching on people. That's the problem.
This is the time.
I know.
This is not about snitching.
Oh my, I don't think he knows the fact that him saying, oh, I'm not gonna snitch, I'm not gonna tell, goes to show that you know what happened, but you don't want to tell in the name of snitching.
Yeah. No, but that is snitching because that means somebody
that's dry snitching. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he knows who did it.
This is about telling the truth.
Eventually, Jordan did start to open up, but he pointed the finger at Jaden, claiming that he was the one that kicked the log.
Not gonna lie, with that haircut, I believe him.
That killed Victoria.
Kicked off a branch. Not a branch, it was a log. It was a big log, like, probably this wide, this long.
I don't want to snitch on people.
And it rolled off the cliff. And it made a loud bang, so we ran.
When asked why he never called the police or 911 to report the incident, he claimed that he freaked out and didn't want to be blamed for it. He went on to give some pretty startling information, saying that Jaden was not even remorseful when they learned that someone had died.
I already got a body at the age of 16. You think this is funny? I don't think it's funny. I think that's the only reason why I'm telling you all this, because I think it's serious. It's very serious. Someone lost their life for someone being stupid and messing around.
Why didn't you think I'd say something to someone?
Because, I don't know, I was freaked out about it. Because I thought it was just all going to go away and everybody would have forgot about it.
Oh, y'all remember that lady that got a log dropped down on her and she died? Yeah, that was like 5 years ago. Oh, that news fell off. Are you that dumb, buddy? Of course, some shit like that, niggas are gonna get to the bottom of it.
Don't forget about a death.
But detectives didn't believe Jordan's claim that he was not involved, and at some point they even called his mother to see if she could get him to finally tell the truth.
Were you a part of it, Jordan?
I didn't like push it off, but I moved the log with him. I pulled it out. I didn't know he was going to kick it off though.
But a woman died. Why did you not tell Chris and I this?
Because I freaked out, Mom. I freaked out.
It doesn't matter.
While he did reveal some more information about his involvement, he's—
Imagine being the parent in that situation and your son caught a body from kicking a log off.
I'm disowning him. No, you're not my son.
Still insisted that Jaden was the one at fault.
And I hope Jaden, when you guys tell him—
I feel like he's the type of person to tell his parents, F you, Mom. And she'd be like, come on, son, can you please behave? You gotta treat these people more harshly.
That you have proof that he takes full blame for it. Because I did not do it. And he knows I didn't do it.
After interviewing Jordan, investigators then talked to Jaden, who was accompanied by his mother. She had a hard time believing that her son would commit such a heinous crime.
Your son did something that resulted in the death of a lady.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
No.
I can prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Like Jordan, Jaden was also hesitant to share the details of what happened that day.
I don't know why I'm here. That's what we're going to talk about.
Investigators—
Yeah, you do. This nigga had Bieber fever. What did that cut, bruh?
Investigators then filled him in and told him that there were 3 people who blamed him for the incident.
I know I didn't kick it. If I kicked it off, I know I would have kicked it off. I'm not trying to hide anything here. I'm giving you the answers you're asking for. Truthful answers.
When investigators continued to push him to tell the truth, he pointed the finger at Jordan.
He got kicked off the edge.
You kicked it. Jordan.
After nearly 2 hours of questioning, investigators said that they had enough evidence to arrest him, and that's when his mom completely lost it.
You know what that's doing to me? That's hitting me in the head with a log. You cannot do that.
Oh my goodness, my son might be a murderer, but if you arrest him, you're basically murdering me.
She's trolling, bro.
No, she's trolling.
Wait, what? I get that she's distressed, but that is super insensitive considering what her son did.
Did you have to describe it as the same way your son
yeah,
killed a woman? Oh, but that's like you're dropping a log at me now. It's PEMDAS.
Investigators were completely thrown off by this comment.
Why would you say because you can't take him to jail. There's bad people there.
She gave her son one last hug before he was put in handcuffs.
Oh my gosh.
Both Jordan and Jaden were charged as adults with murder and involuntary manslaughter.
Shackled and cuffed, 16-year-old Jaden Churches was escorted into a Hocking County courtroom, followed by his buddy Jordan Buckley, also 16. The two were arraigned separately.
We were entering a plea of not guilty to all charges.
The teens are accused of pushing a 74-pound, 6-foot-long log off a cliff at Old Man's Cave.
I'm assuming she was like right here and they pushed it off here.
Yeah, so the momentum of it.
What were they expecting? Ow! Oh my goodness. What is wrong with you silly boys?
My only guess is that maybe they thought that there was no
down
there.
You think they just pushed the log without no knowledge?
Some
I don't know.
stupid ass kids, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe.
The log hit and killed 44-year-old Victoria Schaefer, a mother of 4.
Damn.
A professional photographer. She was at the state park taking senior photos.
Now, Victoria's family was shocked to learn that the people behind their loved one's gruesome death were actually teenagers.
Given the chance, what would you say to those two boys?
Everybody needs to know that there's consequences for their actions. And it makes me really angry, very angry. I mean, it's just an action that I just can't understand how anybody could do that.
But despite their grief, the family could not help but feel bad for the students who were with Victoria when she was killed.
As hard as it was for me, I even thought, those poor kids. To be there and see something like that.
Several of these
I'm not gonna feel bad because they probably seen someone murdered because they murdered them.
It was them.
Teens complained about having recurring nightmares, panic attacks at loud noises, intense fear of going in the woods, and guilt for not being able to stop it. One teen who was near Victoria when she was hit said, "I keep thinking it could have been me." And then, just when they thought that they'd heard everything that happened that tragic day, it was revealed that a third person helped to cover up the crime.
Third person is now facing charges tied to the death of a Chillicothe photographer at Hocking Hills State Park. Miranda Spencer was there that day with defendants Jordan Buckley and Jaden Churches. A grand jury has now indicted her on a felony charge of obstructing justice.
Apparently, 19-year-old Miranda Spencer.
Carly, come on. No. If you want to be that type of person to be like, nah, over here we don't snitch. Guess what, buddy? You're also incriminated. So do not ever tell me that you killed someone, dude. I'm snitching. Okay.
Who was a friend of the boys, was there with another girl when the incident happened. She told the detectives she had warned the boys against throwing the log, but they did it to be funny. Jordan looks over the cliff and is like, "There's nobody down there, like, you're good, dude." And then Jaden either kicks it off or pushes it off. I'm not sure. She said that they heard a crashing noise that sounded like wood hitting concrete. And then a guy ran past them saying, "Some lady just got hit by a log. They think she's dead."
Okay, they didn't do it on purpose.
Damn,
so I want to see how much years they get.
Kid.
Oh, maybe she's capping. That's another thing you gotta realize. If she said, oh, she intentionally knew that they were gonna hit someone, it would have been worse for her.
Miranda said that when the boys heard that, they wanted to leave. And as they were heading to the parking lot, they saw the paramedics arriving. Miranda admitted that she was the one that drove the teens away from the scene, and that while in the car, Jaden made the sick joke about catching a body at 16.
Nigga bragging about catching a body. And she's the getaway driver. They knew it.
Still, she defended her friend, saying, "I know Jaden. I don't believe that he would even intentionally hurt someone."
Well, a third person has been sentenced in the death of Victoria Schaefer. She's the photographer killed by a rolling log at the Hocking Hills State Park back in 2019. Miranda Spencer of Nelsonville received a suspended 90-day sentence. She pled guilty to obstructing official business.
Meanwhile, both Jordan and Jaden took a plea deal that reduced the charges from murder to reckless homicide and transferred the case back to juvenile court. During their sentencing hearing, members of Victoria's family took turns telling the teens just what their stupid actions had caused them.
I'm not only still heartbroken over the loss of someone so critically important in my life, And I'm angry that the individuals responsible did not immediately come forward, in fact, hiding the secret among them for over a month until someone else turned them in.
Victoria's husband, Fritz Schaefer, described the injuries that his wife suffered that led to her death.
A 12-inch gash on her head, 3 inches wide. It broke her spine in 2 places. Her neck and lower down, crushed her chest cavity, and broke 6 of her ribs, along with numerous other internal and external injuries.
He said that the night before Victoria was killed, she told him something that she's never said before.
We were lying in bed and she was in my arms, and she told me something she never told me before. She said the happiest part of her day was at the end of the night when she was in my arms.
No.
Yeah, bro, rest in peace, bro.
Oh.
Imagine, bro, the love
Imagine
of your life.
exactly right when she tells you that, and then you find out the next day got her head bashed, bro. Nah, bro, those kids deserve
And that little
life
nigga
on
said,
some shit,
"Oh, I
bro.
caught a body hit."
Bro, this man is probably still thinking about it to this day.
Arms. She told me she loved me and couldn't wait to spend the rest of her life with me. I loved her more at that moment than ever before. And the next night she was gone.
Victoria's dad, Rick Kieup, also spoke and described the close bond that he had with his daughter growing up through Disney trips.
I didn't even think about that, bro. Her parents are gonna have to bury their own daughter, yo.
Teaching her to drive, taking her to college, watching her fall in love with Fritz, and being there for the births and childhood of his grandchildren.
Mr. Churches, I don't know your heart. Nor do I know whether or not you even have any sorrow or remorse for the terrible thing you've done in taking the life of our dear Victoria. It's not for me to judge you today. Judgment will be made.
Look at this dumbass. If I hear a story like that, I'm bawling my eyes out, even if I was the one that did it.
A greater power on another day when you too leave this earth.
Victoria's eldest daughter, Emily,
That man said you going to hell.
spoke on behalf of Victoria's mother, Jennifer Kieup.
Because of you, my daughter can't be here today.
Yeah.
Because of you, Victoria wasn't able to see her daughter graduate from grade school.
She has a daughter
She won't
too.
be posting any more loving notes on her nightstand every night. Because of you, Victoria wasn't able to enjoy watching her daughter honored on her high school homecoming court last year, and won't see her graduate from high school this spring.
Victoria's sister Catherine could not hide her emotions as she described the loss of her sister.
Understand that my family and I are spending the rest of our lives missing Victoria's hugs, her photography, her kind and gentle heart, and everything she was to us.
Jordan broke down in tears as he listened to Victoria's family talk about their loss. But as for Jaden, he showed little to no emotion.
He did it.
Finally, the
Who's the one
boys
that
were
did
given a chance to speak, and they both apologized for their actions and thanked the family for giving them a second chance.
Saying that my actions that day has caused your family's life to change. And my hope from all of this is to use this trauma to learn and live the rest of my life in a way that will honor the Schaefers.
Before handing down the sentence, the judge had to make sure the teens understood what they had done.
Do you understand that you took a mother of children your age, your same age, you took their mother? Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
A wife, sister, and that's a void that can never be filled for them.
Eventually, both teens were given a minimum of 3 years in a juvenile detention.
Wait. It's gotta keep going, right? Is that
No,
it?
I better hear 3 plus 10 plus 18 plus 50.
Yeah.
What 3
That's the Uno card. Stack them up.
No, you better stack them up. That's the first one, right?
Facility. What do you think about this case? Do you agree with the teen sentencing?
3 years for murder?
But anyways, YouTube, that does conclude the video. As you can see, bro, it's crazy. Only 3 years. I don't know. Don't kill people as a prank. Matter of fact, don't kill people at all. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe, join us on Discord, catch us on Twitch, all that good stuff. You got something to say?
Never let the intrusive thoughts win, bro. That's some shit that can happen.
Exactly, and don't throw logs off cliffs, alright? Why Surf for Life, love y'all, subscribe, all that good stuff.